Guys, so today we are going to talk about how to improve your mindset to have a better and happier life, right? So I would like you to type your questions into the comments. If you have any questions regarding your mindset, if you can come up with a situation in which you would like to improve your mindset or something like that. So type that into the comments. I'm going to type it here. And also say hi. I will be happy to know who's here listening. I can see there are already some people. So the question I want you to answer is, okay, so what difficulties do you encounter regarding your mindset? So what would you like me to help you with? Okay. So I'm waiting for your questions. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. And in the meantime, I will introduce myself for the ones who don't know anything about me. So I'm a certified life coach, yoga teacher. Currently, I'm doing a certified medical Qigong practitioner's course. And self-empowerment is my passion. So I have done a lot of other courses and whatever. And I have created my own morning routine, which I teach in my classes. And yes, and basically that would be that about myself. So nobody's asking questions. So, okay. So I'm going to start to tell you things. Okay. So if you want to improve your mindset, you need to work on yourself on many levels. However, it doesn't require a lot of time in your hands. So first of all, you need to become aware of your mind so you can catch yourself whenever something's happening. And yes, and I will give you examples from my own life later when I explain all the levels you have to work on. So basically, to become aware of your mind and what's happening in your life, you should practice. You should do some practice on regular basis, like meditation, breath work, little yoga, qigong to connect with yourself. But there are some other things as well, right? And if you do meditation regularly, for example, you will learn to concentrate. You will be more in the present moment. It will be easy for you to catch yourself when something's wrong, when you are not feeling well, and work on yourself directly to reverse it. Yes, so there are some people already here. So Alicia says, hey, beautiful light, how do you get yourself out of a low point when so many things are happening at once? Okay, that's a great question. So basically what I do when many things are happening at once, I do the meditation, just like I said here, and I ask myself, so which of these things are important to do? Which of these things do I have to do now? And which are more important than the others? And what should I do not to neglect my loved ones at the same time, because that's very important for me. Like when I'm working or when I'm doing something and working on myself, whatever, doing job or working on my business or learning something, I don't want to neglect my daughter, my boyfriend, my family, because that's what can happen easily when we are involved with something and passionate about something. So I ask myself all these questions, and then I sit down and journal and try to organize it. If it's too many things, it's very overwhelming. I try to kind of chunk them down and do different things on different days. So first things come first. If something is really urgent that it has to be done, so that's what I organize for myself to do right away, basically on the same day. And if there are things that are not so important, that can wait a little bit, so I postpone them a little later. I do them in other days or whatever. And every day I plan for myself something enjoyable so that I can relax. Because if I don't do that, my mind wants to explode. It's just something horrible. So even now, actually, it happened to me. What Alicia is saying, I know exactly what she's talking about. It's happened to me, this Qigong course we are doing together. Yes, it's very demanding. There is a lot of information, loads of reading. It's and loads of practice, and it's really time consuming. And plus, I was doing my regular job, which is like teaching classes, right? And so that was like 4 hours a day, plus this Qigong practice, which requires also about 2 hours a day. Plus I'm launching my membership program. So until today, I was teaching yoga classes on regular basis, and it was at least from 30 minutes to 1 hour. So it was also time consuming. And I myself got totally overwhelmed, and I caught myself feeling. And I decided, I took a weekend off. I didn't do anything last weekend. I just enjoyed myself because my mind couldn't do it anymore. And even now, I have to organize myself better. I know that I have to chunk some things down. And today I got down to things that really have to be done and finished, and postpone some things that are not that important at the moment. Otherwise, it would be a disaster altogether, total mess and chaos. And if you are not aware of your mind, and if you don't catch yourself, you get like totally drowned in your thoughts, and you continue doing these things even though you're feeling totally exhausted, and you continue doing all kinds of obligations, and your mind can invent even more obligations for you which are not even important. So if you don't stop yourself, hey, wait a moment here, I'm totally overwhelmed, my head is going to explode, now I need to do something about it. If you don't stop yourself, then you can become even depressed or burnout. That's what happens to people who are not aware of, who are not connected, right? Because they don't catch themselves. For example, I catch myself really after a couple of hours or at least a couple of days that, hey, wait a moment, I've been feeling like this already. This is my second day feeling like this. There's something's wrong. I have to do something about it. And then I meditate more or do the pillar of light and breath work practice, which is really relaxing and relaxes my mind. But unless I sort out the obligations, let's say, and unless I find time to enjoy myself, just time to relax and do something light and easy, when you don't have to think about anything. Unless I do that, this overwhelm keeps coming back, even though the meditation and breath work release it for a moment, but it keeps coming back, actually, unless I sort it out. But once I sort it out and find time to relax and enjoy myself and do just some easy activities, that's when everything changes and I start feeling better. Because our mind needs to relax. There needs to be balance between work and pleasure. We need to do both. In order to be happy and to have a balanced life, you need to do both, work and pleasure. So basically, I have my own process I have developed for myself, right? That always when I feel or discover that something's wrong, I set an intention and I ask myself questions. So, and I do it in meditation, because in meditation you are connected to your subconscious mind or to your higher self. And in meditation, if you ask your subconscious mind, it will start working for you and it will bring you the answers. Maybe not right away, but the answers pop out and you get the idea, oh, yes, I can do this. It can be later, it can be the next day. Sometimes it's even during the meditation or right after I've finished it, but sometimes it happens later. So when I'm in alpha, in deeper state of mind, more connected to myself and to my subconscious mind, I ask all these questions. So what can I do to feel less overwhelmed? What have I neglected? Yes, about my life, or what should I focus on? How should I organize my time? And how should I put myself back in balance? That's very important. Then I set an intention. Like, I want to feel happy and relaxed, and at the same time, do my obligations. So that's the intention, to find the balance between the obligations and many things to do, and pleasure, joy, and spending time with our loved ones. Because sometimes it really becomes overwhelming, and sometimes we even have to give up on something temporarily if there are some other important things to deal with. If you guys have any ways to deal with it, just type into comments. I will be happy to hear from you. So there is, Alicia says, yes, I used to experience burnout all of the times. I used to just run myself straight into the ground. Now I'm definitely trying to meditate, do breath work and Qigong more. But yes, it's so easy to slip back down into the chaos if you don't prioritize first. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. You're welcome, Alicia. You are welcome. I hope it helped you, and it will help you. And this is the mind awareness. That's why I talked about it in the first place. To be aware of your mind, so to be able to catch yourself. Wait a moment, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I must do something about it. And once you catch yourself, yes, then you can ask yourselves questions. And the questions will be answered the best when you are in calm, meditative peace of mind, because that's when your mind listens. And that's when your subconscious mind works for you, when you can command it. It's like hypnosis, right? Meditative and hypnotic states of mind are the same, basically. It's the same state of mind. So this is what I recommend you to do. And in order to become more aware of your mind, we need to do some regular practices. And it doesn't have to take like hours and hours or whatever. It's enough just to do a little meditation, even to sit to do a little movement. Some people don't even have to do any movement. They can just do some breath work. Is fantastic. Just sometimes to breathe into our bellies and hold the breath for a few seconds, and then breathe out and hold the breath again and breathe in into your belly, blow it. And this is a grounding breath, which relaxes you. So you breathe a little bit, and then you close your eyes and you stay with your body and how you are feeling, and you ask yourself a question. And this can happen a couple of minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. You don't need more. So don't tell me that you don't have time. 3 to 5 minutes on a daily basis for yourself, to connect with yourself, to listen to your body and to listen to your mind. And this is the regular practice. And if you do it regularly, you will start catching yourself in certain situations, like catching your mind, right? Catching your mind working against you in some ways, in a bad frame, or catching your mind, for example, overwhelmed, or thinking negative thoughts, or exaggerating negative emotions, and putting you and making you feeling bad about your life and about yourself, right? Or different kinds of moods as well. You can also, if you are aware of your mind, you can also influence your moods. So for example, when you are feeling kind of bored and feeling like you don't feel like doing anything, yes, it happens to me sometimes. And when I'm in this kind of mood, I just ask myself, so what can I do now to feel better? And usually it's something really simple. Like if I'm tired, it happens to me usually when I'm tired. And if I cannot have a snooze, that I'm on the way to work, or I have to work, I have some other obligations, then I look for some kind of pleasure, something that gives me pleasure, and something very light that will entertain my mind. So for example, when I'm in the car, I listen to something interesting, like people's stories or whatever, or I listen to my favorite music, or something that really puts me into the mood. Or I decide to go for my favorite lunch to my favorite restaurant, or something that kind of boosts me up. And that usually fixes my mind almost immediately. So this is how I deal with moods, right? Then this was with, I told you before how I deal with overwhelm. Yes, and there are some other negative emotions. When I have like a very strong negative emotions, that hasn't happened to me actually for a long time. But before I remember, I used to have like these really bad negative emotions, which came from lack of self-love and self-worth. And they were usually caused by men, other men, because I fell in love with someone who didn't reciprocate my feelings or whatever. And then I felt bad about myself, and nothing even happened with this man very often or whatever. And I could feel bad about myself and be drowned in negative emotions, even for months. Right. And this thing kind of got sorted out for me when I started practicing Tumo regularly. That's a brilliant breathwork practice, which I teach in my classes. So if you are interested in learning that, join my Yogong classes, my membership, which I'm now launching, and I will tell you more about it in a bit. Yes. So this breath work like really released my negative emotions, and I don't feel the negative destructive emotions anymore, as if it healed my soul, I can say. So I found it really, really, really amazing. And that's the reason why I joined this course of the medical Qigong practitioner, because if there is this powerful tool. There must be another, probably even more powerful tools for healing, so that I can heal myself and help my clients heal as well. Right? And another very important thing about changing your mindset is gratitude. If you want to have like the best life you can, and if you want to be the best version of yourself, you must be grateful for everything you have. And it's normal human nature that we are not grateful sometimes, that we take things for granted, especially the things that are there like every day on daily basis, right? And we stop taking them for granted, and that's when the things go wrong, and we ruin our relationships. We don't feel happy and stuff. It's absolutely crucial to practice gratitude. And actually, it's gratitude that started changing my life. That's actually how I got on this journey of being a coach and self-empowerment and self-improvement, with this book called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. And there is a 28-day gratitude program. I will put the name of the book into the comments later. So whoever wants to practice gratitude and whoever wants to change their mindset can do the 28-day program. That's a very important part in changing your mindset. But there are some other things as well. Like gratitude is not gonna change like 100% everything, right? But it's gonna change your mind big time. Because besides gratitude, if we want to change something, we also need to take action, right? In practice. So in the situations we want to change, we need to take action. Like when you are overwhelmed, it's not enough to realize, wait a minute, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and then you not do anything about it. You don't sort out your obligations, you don't chunk them down, you don't plan them and organize them and plan them, like schedule them really well for the next week or two, right? If you don't do that, nothing's gonna change by realizing it and being aware. We need to act in action. That's absolutely crucial to change your mindset. So be grateful, set an intention, ask questions, right? Practice gratitude. Because that's gonna change your mindset big time. All of this, and there are more things. I have already spoken about the breath work, right? And also, if there are certain situations, for example, you are going to have a job interview and you are the kind of person who panics, who is scared, even though you are brilliant at what you do, you are really skillful, you're a wonderful person and everything, but you get scared at the job interview, you panic and you screw it up just because of your mindset. So if the situation is like this, then you can use visualization. So before the job interview, you imagine the job, you imagine yourself in the job interview, and you imagine you're doing the best you can, the most ideal situation. You're getting the best questions, you are feeling great at the job interview and stuff like that. Yes, and before the job interview, you breathe. Or you can also use this kind of work on your mind, yes, for situations, when some situations repeat, because it happens to us that certain situations repeat in our lives until we learn to deal with them properly. So for example, once I had a terrible problem at work, with my boss, because she told me some things that pissed me off, and I exploded, and I told her the worst things. I was not supposed to tell her because I was upset and I lost control over my mind. That was the flaw of my faulty mindset at that time. I wasn't doing any practice whatsoever. And then I had a kind of a similar situation with the same person, and I knew I was going to have this meeting, and she was going to criticize some stuff about my job and whatever. And I prepared myself for it. The morning before meeting her, I was thinking, I visualized, I imagined myself how calm I was, that I told her the best, that I told her all the things I wanted to tell her calmly. I told her things in a diplomatic way. I didn't explode there emotionally because I got upset. And I didn't get upset. And actually, during this, yes. And actually, also during this meeting with a colleague, I even smiled to myself because I remembered my morning visualization, how I was telling myself to stay calm, because she started saying all these things that would normally make me upset. And when she was telling them, I remembered my visualization and I stayed calm. And I was proud of myself, how I handled the situation, and I didn't ruin it for myself. Like the first time, I lost part of my job because of that. I lost a lot of money. This time, I didn't lose anything because of the mindset. So the mindset is absolutely crucial and absolutely important. And I would also like to tell you another story. It's before, sometimes now wherever I go, whatever I do, I think I have the best intention. So it doesn't matter where I go, it doesn't matter what kind of people are going to be there, it doesn't matter if it's a place where I enjoy myself really, really great, or if it's like a normal place which I don't enjoy that much, or if I go somewhere where they don't play my kind of music, let's say, or if I go somewhere where they play my kind of music. I go everywhere with the best intention possible. And that's how I met my current boyfriend. Yes, and now we are in a happy relationship for almost a year. Thanks to this attitude that I went to. I have already said this story so many times, but there are probably new people who haven't heard it yet. So I will tell it again. So I went to the salsa party, and I don't like salsa music. In the past, with my faulty mindset, my negative mindset, I would be bitching all night long, like, oh, that's shit music. And I would be thinking like, I'm so bored, I'm not enjoying myself, it's horrible here, I want to go home. But now I don't do it anymore. Once I go out, I look for things I enjoy. I go there with a positive intention. And even if my music is, even if the music is not the music I like, then there are some other things. There's always something you can enjoy everywhere. So for example, also if you have a job you don't like that much, you can always find some positive things about it. Because they also say that if you want to change something about your life, first you need to be happy and enjoy yourself, to vibrate higher so that you can attract something better. Then how are you going to do it? You're going to do it by looking for positives everywhere. So even if you have this job you don't like that much, you can find some other things. Maybe there is this fantastic free coffee for all the employees, or maybe the canteen is brilliant, or maybe you have a wonderful colleague and you have a great chat together. Yes, or your boss is fine. You have a very good boss, or there's always something you can find. There's in every single situation there is something positive. And it's so important to look on the bright side all the time. So, and there are some other people here. So, for the people who have joined us later, so that I can make this class as much for you as possible, type into the comments. I think I have mentioned loads of kinds of situations regarding the mindset, right? But maybe there is something I haven't thought of so that I can tell you about what you want to hear. So type into the comments if you have any questions, and if you encounter, if there are any difficulties for you regarding your mindset, and and you want to know how to work on this particular issue. Type into the comments. I will be more than happy to tell you. So Anka says here, Ahoy, looking so beautiful. Ah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anka. Yes, and Barbara sent a heart. So I don't see any other comments. Okay, so as there are no other comments, I'm going to make a summary of what I said, right? And if you want, actually would be wonderful if you can think of something, okay? Type into the comments, what difficulties do you encounter regarding your mindset, so that I can speak about your particular situation. Because I have already covered overwhelm. That actually has happened to me now, recently. And there's always something to work on, guys. Even if you have already made progress, something else will come up to work on. We are human beings. Yes, and everybody makes mistakes, and there is always something to work on. But as long as you have the best intention, and as long as you want to become the best version of yourself, you can overcome all kinds of difficulties in life in the best way possible. And we also always wish for the best of all involved. So when you are wishing for a certain result of a situation, you should always say, I want this situation sorted for the best of all involved. And this is something I do actually when I don't know what to do, or I don't know the solution, because sometimes things don't depend on us. There are other people involved or other situations, and we don't know what to do, yes, or how to sort it out. So I always wish to sort the situation out for the best of all involved, no matter what it is. And then I let go. I don't worry about it anymore. So, yes, so I have come up with another mindset problem. So, if you don't know how to sort out certain problem, you don't know what to do, you wish in your best in your meditation again to prime your mind properly to connect with your subconscious mind and your higher power. So in your meditation, you wish that you want to sort this situation out for the best of all involved, and then you let go. You don't worry about it. You don't think about it. You just let the energy sort it out. Anyway, you cannot do anything because you don't know what to do. And by worrying and thinking about it and making yourself feeling bad, you're not going to sort it out anyway, right? So there's no point. It's better to let go, relax, do something else, even find an activity that really makes you happy or distracts you from thinking about the problem. That's what I also discovered. Exactly. Now I remembered as we were speaking about the overwhelm. Like sometimes I cannot do when my mind is overwhelmed. I cannot do any activity that is like, let's say, useful or like like reading something about self-empowerment or studying something or practicing something or whatever. And in this situation, at least for me, the best solution is to watch something on TV or listen to something that is really, really intense and very interesting. For example, I find a nice series I can binge on to totally distract my mind, or meet a friend and have with whom we have a nice conversation or something like that, or go out dancing with friends, or go out to the cinema, or go for dinner, or do something like that. Just do something really, really light that we enjoy, that distracts our mind from the problems and overwhelm and everything. And then I can meditate and do practice when my mind has relaxed, and that's when the solution comes as well, and when everything's easier. Because in the moment when the mind is going to burst, it's really, really difficult to do anything. You can't even come up with any solution or anything. So it's the best possible ways to relax, maybe to do some breathing, or to totally distract your mind with something light that will make it relaxed. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna check if anyone else commented here or has any questions. So Erica says, there are the times when I cannot hold my anger back. Anger is another emotion that can cause us a lot of problems, right? And it's normal to be angry. Almost everybody's angry. Even I'm angry. And sometimes I raise my voice at my loved ones when I'm angry, of course. But I notice that when I practice like breath work and meditation regularly, even when I get angry, I still get angry, of course, and you will also get angry, and it's not the point to get rid of anger, okay? It's just if you do practice, anger has a lesser intensity, let's say. Your anger is not as intensive, and you don't say as bad things as you would have said if you were like super angry, let's say. And again, I would recommend, if you know the situations, if you feel that you are irritated, and for example, now we are like closed, yes, with our loved ones all the time. We spend a lot of time together. So sometimes they start getting on our nerves, let's say, because we spend so much time together, and you already feel this irritation. So it's best to meditate on it again, to sort it out in meditation, and to set the intention. So when this person irritates me, I will catch myself. And also, it's also good to analyze, like, why does this person irritate me? Why does this be? Because usually it's something really stupid that doesn't even make sense why we feel angry because of that. Yes, so why does this behavior irritate me? And what can I do not to feel irritated by this, let's say? And again, set the intention for yourself to behave as well as possible in situations like that. And when we do like breathing practice on a regular basis, then like the Tumo is brilliant also to reduce any kind of negative emotions. And you can also, as you are breathing out, I think almost everybody or most of you guys are here who do my practice. So in Tumo, you breathe like into your lungs, like as you're breathing. So you can imagine how you're breathing out all the anger from you. And it's kind of like decreasing on intensity. So that's again, that goes back to the awareness. So you are aware of your mind and you are aware of your body, and what's happening, and you know that you are feeling irritated and you can get angry easily. So if a person is making me angry, I also do a gratitude on this person. So in my meditation, I look for nice moments I had with this person, and I feel gratitude. I imagine that, visualize this beautiful moment, and I feel how wonderful this person actually is, and what a beautiful moment we had, and how much I love this person, right? And then I said the intention that I will react nicely, more nicely in the situation. And then I do the breathing to release the anger, to basically lessen it on intensity, so it's not so intense. Because when something is very, very strong, it's difficult to control. If something is not so strong, yes, if you only get a little irritated, a little angry, you can basically control that more easily. And you can still tell them something, just in a nicer way, because we should speak out. Actually, we shouldn't really suppress our emotions totally. But on the other hand, it's not good when this emotion has a negative impact. And if you want to tell them something, it's best to breathe in the moment. So you can tell yourself, so next time when this person makes me angry, first I will breathe, and then I will tell them, or I will tell them later when I'm calmer. But we should tell things that should be said to other people. We cannot kind of close everything inside of us. That's not good for our emotional, spiritual health to do that. We need to express ourselves as well. And now Barbara says, my problem is that I'm not able to close with the past. So for this, Barbara, for this, this can be done. This is like a past emotional trauma, what you're talking about, and this is best done with a healer or somebody who can guide you through a meditation, maybe even a couple of times, and you do it in this alpha state or meditative hypnotic state. And maybe you need to be guided through this situation a couple of times, so that when you think of that particular past experience, you won't feel anything anymore in the present. And I could do that for you in a private session if you are interested. And now I'm launching my membership, and it's for a very affordable price. So because I'm launching, it's first time this product for the first time. There are 3 pillars of this membership. And one is just to do the exercises and get some support with the exercises, right? Like classes and stuff. And that's for 25 euros a month. Then there is like golden pillar membership for 55 euros a month. And you will also get like 4 group coaching sessions. And then there is the highest pillar, diamond pillar, and there is also a one-on-one session involved. And the price of this session is a lot higher than 95 euros, which is the diamond pillar. But I'm actually, because I'm launching this for the first time, and you still have time to sign up for it, you can until the 1st of May. So basically you still have a couple of hours to sign up. You can join the highest pillar for 55 euros for the price of the middle pillar. So if you are interested, just drop a message into the comment and I will send you a link to register. So then Erica says, I'm late. Sorry and hello. Uh, okay, online businesses in. Okay, okay. Except what happened to me recently, I feel so overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that feelings can't do anything when I feel like my head is going to explode. I switch on talk show series. Okay, it's so relaxing and I don't have to think at all. I also watch the same series. It's about relationships. Like people talk about their relationships and what goes wrong. Yes, and what went wrong, and then there are some churnouts, and it's a really intense story. It's really very well made, and it's really interesting. And there are all kinds of relationship stories. That's a, that's a good one, at least for me, to distract me when my mind is like, mhm. Okay, okay, yes. So, anyone else has any other questions? This is like the Barbara's problem is this is something you need to be guided through. So, um, a therapist or a coach or a healer who knows how to do it basically will guide you through your past. Yes, and will guide you through your feelings. And together, all together, he will help you to find out why you are feeling like that and why you cannot forget it. And this is really difficult to do it by yourself if you don't know how. So that's why I cannot really. It's it's a spiritual practice about the past, and it usually boils down to self love and self worth. Something that happened in the past, or feeling I'm not good enough. Yes, something that happened in the past that got encoded into your subconscious mind very strongly and has a very strong impact on you, on your life, and had it, yes, was evoked a strong feeling then, and your mind cannot forget it, cannot unattach, cannot detach from it. Right. So, okay, so anyone else is asking here? And if we have a sometimes if there is a person in our life, in our life, I think that's Anka's story. Yes, because Anka is already my friend and my client as well, and she has already told me this story, what happened with her ex, and it seems like that the best the best thing you can do is really like cut him off and show him, like tell him nicely that you wish him all the best, but that your relationship, like he's making you feel miserable and you want to move on finally and feel good, and that he knows himself how he acts sometimes and blah blah blah. Hmm. Yes. Yes, and Anka says here it's true what you're saying about that code from the past. But the good news is that it can be changed and reprogrammed. So it's not like something you have to live with forever. It can be changed. If you must decide, I want to change it and I want to feel better and I want to get rid of this problem. And then you find a way how to do it. There is always a way. It's like this is something either like hypnosis would be very good for, which I can also do, and NLP. NLP is also good for that. I have learned that one as well. So I could even do a couple of exercises. Maybe that would be even more efficient to do a couple of exercises at the same time to bombard this past event from many sides. So it will have to change. The feeling about it will have to change now. Because if you want to move on, something has to be done about it. Barbara, have you tried? If you are still there, have you tried any therapy or to change that? Anka is asking, what is NLP? NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. Like you, it's difficult to explain. I cannot really explain what kind of exercises, but they're like exercises that trick your mind. Like for example, a typical exercise from NLP is like circle of excellence, that if you have like low self-confidence and if you are scared and you panic very often in life important situations, that you imagine this circle of excellence and yourself, yes, when you were the best, and this circle of excellence is connected with the best feelings about yourself and stuff, and then you imagine yourself how you step into this circle in that particular situation and stuff. And Erica says here, okay. And yeah, I did it with specialist healer at least 5 times already. And she unlocked rubbish in my past, even few generations back. And did it help? We know one exercise is not sufficient, however it works. Reprogramming our subconscious mind, it's a longer, of course, it's a longer process. Sometimes you need to repeat the exercise. And sometimes I have discovered from my own experience, it's also great to do a couple of exercises from different healing modes, let's say. And something will work, basically. For sure. If we want to get rid of something, we will get rid of it, for sure. We just must believe and never give up. If one thing doesn't work, if you do like one session with someone and it doesn't work after one time, you shouldn't give up. You just continue, right? And if you do maybe 2 or 3 sessions with someone and you don't see any progress, then you look for someone else, a different kind of healer or different kind of session that will work. But if you want, you will find the cure for sure. And something will work for sure. And Anka says here, yes, it helped. So absolutely. But there is so much, too much from my even preborn inside me that it's such a long process. So it's like, yeah, there is a lot of healing. Yes, not to give up, exactly, and believe for the best. Never stop believing. That's so important. That's and always believe and enjoy your life in spite of everything. Do your best to enjoy your life as it is now. We should enjoy the healing process as well. Don't think like, I will be happy when I'm healed. No, you must be happy now, no matter what's happening in your life, no matter what you need to heal. We should be happy. We must be happy now. The best option is to be happy now with whatever we have now. And then everything will start falling into place and getting sorted for us. Right? And believe that we will be healed and we will find the cure. Sometimes it's life itself that brings certain situation or experience into our life and we heal. It's just the wish that we want and expressing strong desire. That's already like 50% of success. And Anka says here, this woman is older woman in Slovakia in my town. She's awesome and the best. She knew my family, my father from childhood. So she knew what to look for and she touched it. And Erika says, I love your balanced approach as it shows your experience and trust and knowledge and wisdom. Thank you. Thank you, Erika. That was a great compliment for me. And Anka says, I already progressed a lot. Also very thankful to you. I'm happy to hear that, Anka. Yes, and we're going to continue together. You're going to progress even more. That's wonderful. Okay, guys, do you have any other questions? I think I have said everything. I have touched many different mindset aspects. I hope that everybody who was listening heard what they were supposed to hear. That was my wish and my intention today, to tell you useful stuff, beneficial stuff for you, that you have that all of you will have some aha moments, and will after the session will have a lot of ideas what you can do and what you are gonna do and how you are gonna change the situation. And that I have also inspired you to start practicing, because that's absolutely important, to practice. Practice. I know that when I stop practicing, first of all, I put on weight. Secondly, also my mind goes downhill. I don't enjoy my life as it is. So it's like this is like practice we should be doing regularly, at least 5 times a week. And you don't need to do, it can be just 15 minutes a day. Sometimes even 10 minutes is enough. Even 5 minutes is better than nothing if we really, really don't have much time on a particular day. But just do the practice. It's enough to sit, like I said, to sit with yourself and with your mind for a couple of minutes. Even 1 minute is already perfect. To connect, to be aware of what's happening in your mind, what's happening in your body. And you need to discover the best way and the fastest way to get there, because you can't just sit down and now I'm gonna be quiet. Yes, and I'm gonna meditate and I'm gonna connect, and your mind is racing. Yes, and it never stops, and you never calm down, you never connect. It doesn't work like that. You need to do some, for example, I cannot meditate just like that. Like now I sit down and meditate. No, I need to do some breath work before, or some preparation. And I think now with the Qigong, I learned there is one particular meditation that I can do. That's the pillar of light, which I promised actually yesterday that I would share in the group. I will share it right after this class. And I will also write the name of the book into the comments. Okay, guys. So I can't believe that even you. Of course. Of course I feel, but I work on it right away, or soon enough not to make things worse than they are. That's the point. Yes, weight and depression. And Anka says, yes, I can't believe. What do we have here? I can't believe that even you can feel like that. Of course, everybody does, even people who practice. It's not possible to be only positive, yes, or to experience only positive aspects in our lives and nothing negative, because there is this polarity, right? Everybody dies. That's already negative thing, right? You cannot avoid it. Everybody can get sick. That's a negative thing, yes? It's like it's not possible to live life in a positive way all the time. There are always some negative aspects of life. For each of us, they are different. Everybody has different challenges to overcome. But the situations, like negative situations, happen. People get ill. People die. Yes, people have accidents, people have arguments, people have negative emotions towards each other. But what you can do is the way you react about it. And you can react to these negative situations that happen to us in the best way possible. So that's what you can set as your intention, that I want to react, or you can write it as an affirmation. Yes, that I want to react to all the negative situations in the best way possible. Yes, Anka is joking here. So you are not perfect either. Yes, I would say nobody's perfect, guys. Everybody has a flaw. And that's why we are beautiful and interesting. Imagine how boring the life would be if everybody was perfect. And Erica says she's perfect as she knows how to regulate quickly aspects which do not serve her. But also I ruin sometimes things, but then because I want to work, sometimes another person has to tell me. But I don't get offended when they tell me. Actually, I said no. And I always like stop and I say to myself, okay, I should think about what this person said to me now. There is probably something in it. Maybe I should calm down in certain ways and react more calmly or whatever. Yes. Because sometimes people tell us things and we get offended. Oh no, it's bullshit. I'm not like that. I'm not doing this, you know? But we shouldn't take it like that. Let's take it as a lesson that maybe this person, what if this person is right about something? And we should think about what the person said, basically. Not get offended about it. Okay, guys. So I think if there are no more questions, we are going to wrap up, right? This was a long session, but the mindset is really, it's an enormous topic, and it probably didn't even cover everything. It's probably even impossible to speak about everything. I will just wrap up really quickly. So to work on your mindset, you set an intention, you practice gratitude, meditation, visualization, you do some physical exercise if that helps you to calm your mind and feel better, breath work, letting go, to stop worrying. Once we set an intention, we enjoy our life and keep it in balance between work and enjoyment. And we do our best to be aware of things so that we can catch ourselves and we are present. Just sometimes it's great just not to think and be present and be in the present moment. And then we take action. When something happens and we feel bad about the situation, we take action. First, we take action in our mind. We prepare ourselves to act. And then we act in reality when our mind is in a good state. So that we can sort it out for the best. Like, for example, if you have a problem with your friend, yes, it's best to wait until we are calm and prepare for a conversation we want to have with this friend. In the meditation, yes, visualization, visualize it, feel it, and imagine how great it ends up at the end. Like you had a nice conversation, the friend got to understand what you wanted to tell them, they didn't get offended, and you love each other even more at the end of this conversation. And then from this place of love, you speak with them. Anyone, basically. Anyone? Okay. And I know that it sounds, I will repeat one more time what I have already said. I know that it sounds like a loads of work, but it's actually not so much work. It's just a couple of minutes in the morning, and then it's some work when something's happening or just before, if we know that it's going to happen or if we catch ourselves feeling. So we work on ourselves when it comes, when we are in a bad mood, or when we catch ourselves feeling negative emotions, right? And it all depends. It all depends also. Like, for example, I let myself feel sad sometimes for a while. I even kind of like enjoy my sadness when I'm alone. When I'm alone, I enjoy my sadness. And when I kind of like enjoy my sad moment and experience it, let it experience, it passes by itself, just like that. So maybe you can try it with anger, like imagine the situation, yes, and release your anger. But when you are alone, it's the best, because we shouldn't be hurting. I think it's no good to explode and tell the wrong things to people because we are angry and stuff like that. There is a certain limit. It's We cannot say, because sometimes it's like every situation is different, and what I mean is we cannot apply the same rules or the same things in all the situations. Some situations require different approach, because for example sometimes they say that we should feel our feelings like always, but if we get lost in our anger and we are with other people, we can ruin a lot of things for ourselves in our relationships, at work, and whatever. Okay, guys. So we are going to wrap up now. I'm so happy that you contributed here. And I hope you were happy with the answers you got from me. And I wish you a wonderful evening. And I will put the link to join my membership. I know that Erika and Ankar are already in. So if there is someone else who wants to get in, you are welcome to join. I will post the link in the comments. So have a wonderful evening. Bye bye. And then actually tomorrow there will be no master class, because I'm going to have a virtual retreat from Qigong, and there is like 8 hours of work every day, like studying, and it's almost like medicine. It's a lot. And also practice and everything. So I will be actually busy. So I decided that I will be only doing the Qigong now until Thursday. It finishes on Thursday, like afternoon. Yes, and so I will be teaching the next master class next Thursday evening, and we will continue. And the people who have already joined, I'm going to organize the group in a bit, or tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. I will already put you in there, and I will put all the videos with the classes, so you can already start practicing if you want. And we can, if you have time tomorrow, we can have a call. So you tell me a short call, like 15-20 minutes. So you tell me what kind of exercise you want to do and what you want to work on and whatever. Okay? So drop me a message. Have a wonderful evening. Bye bye. Bye. Kisses. Mwah. I love you. Ah, okay, here.